she asked, sitting up in bed and pulling on a cardigan as the room was freezing. With her big toe, she pressed on the button of the floor lamp and then got into her snug pink slippers. Going down for the first cup of tea, she envisaged Bibi, her little dachshund, with her wiles, waiting for the first saucer of milk with half a spout of tea in it. Like a human, Bibi sensed things, knew that her mistress was soon going away, and kept bolting at the slightest opportunity. January was the month to close the shutters and go for a week over to Linan, to Mickey, the basket weaver, to learn again how to make cribs and baskets from willow. The doorbell took her by surprise. "Closed for the season" was printed on a cardboard sign and left on the inner ledge of the conservatory window. She went out holding the brown egg that she might or might not boil for breakfast, and seeing the bearded figure in the doorway, like a picture of Moses, she remembered the crack in the pub the night before and rued the fact that she had mixed gin with Irish coffees. "Good morning. Dara sent me," he said in a quiet, courteous voice. "Good morning. Dara should not have sent you," she replied tartly. There was silence for a moment as he admired the view, the river as it sprawled out into a broad sweep, eel nets, creels for the crab and the lobsters, and two swans so sedate as if they were made of china. The hazed horizon seemed to be resting itself on the mountain tops. "January is the month I do all the painting and redecorating," she said by way of apologizing for refusing him. "Your house is most unusual," he said. "Ah, it's tumbling," she said, but she was proud to hear it. Her house was 2-story in one part, single-story elsewhere, with a crescent-shaped conservatory and ruins of cottages to one side. There was a front garden with ornamental shrubs, and a back garden that rose in a steep incline to the woods. It was 15 years since she acquired it, the cottage that her ancestors had left, the walls sprouting mushrooms and toadstools, cockroaches wherever she stepped, and yet she knew that somewhere distantly, a man or woman born there into hardship was responsible for the peppery glints in her hazel eyes and her scalding temper. It was a crisp, bright morning, sun glinting on the bushes and on a few straggling dog roses that had survived the winter, the green snouts of the crocuses poking through the clay. She brought him around to show the lime walk, the apple orchard and the beautiful sundial with its verdigreed peacock that had come from a grand house in County Wicklow. Pointing to the ruins of 3 cottages, she said that one day she would make them into artists' studio apartments. Suddenly, she looked around and there was no sign of Bibi. Bibi had run away, and little snob that she was, probably to the castle grounds to mix with the noblesse. First she rang the castle, only to be told there was no sign of Bibi, and she ran hither and thither, calling and coaxing, then blew a whistle that made a shrill, peremptory sound. Bibi, she feared, could be stolen or poisoned, because many people coveted her. He helped in her search, and soon it was up into the woods, where they moved stealthily, listening for any little stir. By the base of a birch tree, he noticed that leaves had been disturbed, and a small seam of earth opened up. He stooped to listen, and said he could hear some movement. "She's in there," he said. "Why isn't she coming out?" "Mother Nature." And he explained how most likely she had gone down the burrow on the scent of a rat or a stoat, with all her senses quickened, so that she could get through the eye of a needle because she wanted to, but coming back up was a different matter altogether. The adrenaline was gone. It was lucky, as he said, that they had come so soon, because if she were there for days until she got thinner, so as to squeeze her way through, she would probably die of thirst. He worked the spade gently until the frozen clay began to shift, and then, with a trowel, he kept digging, carefully so as not to break any bones, and when the seam had opened sufficiently...